Today is going to be a unfortunate special episode. You see, sometimes when there's something you really want to do on the channel, but you can't really force yourself to do it because by doing it, your brain is likely to leak out of your eardrums from how painful it is. And the specific thing I've been putting off today, I've been looking at for like 2 years now, ever since we really started the Achievement to Z series. You see, I've been slowly collecting all the achievements in Hoi 4, and we are 73% of the way done currently, but there are some that have just really put me off to the point where I've frozen. Now, recently we did come back and knock off a whole bunch of these achievements, but this one in particular, I've really not wanted to touch, as the Ottoman Empire hold the capitals of France, the UK, Italy, and Japan. Now, just up the top, you may think that's not too bad. It's essentially just a world conquest. A world conquest as my least favorite nation in the game. My least favorite nation in the game with my least favorite focus tree in the game. That's right, today we are truly going to go the full Monty here and finally get this damn achievement. It will come with the Nobody's Business but the Turks one as well though. Although I'm not too scared about this, I am definitely more scared about this. I don't even have a plan. I haven't thought about it. I've been trying to not think about it as much as possible, but here I am, and we're gonna make a show of it. So if you could leave a supportive comment down below in the comments section, or leave a like and subscribe, that'd be really handy. I'll definitely need it when this is done. You know, if this was any other nation, we would obviously be able to just bum rush the allies, get them out the way pretty quickly, but we can't because the Turkish focus tree has nerfed us into the ground. In fact, I have not even played the Turks in such a long time. I can't even specifically remember how the hell we even get the Ottomans in control. Okay, so even getting to the point of reviving the Ottoman Empire is going to require us to go through all of these focuses over here, I believe. And then, only then, can we get to pivot to the past. Oh, well, thankfully they do actually give us a focus away at the bottom to actually go beat up Japan and get the last part, I'm assuming, of what we'll need to get this achievement. Okay, so we're almost at the point now where we can actually do something. I've just been kind of sat here silently waiting and waiting for focuses that never end. But once we've gone down to purge the officers, we will be thrown into a war and we will have to fight ourselves, and then we should be able to flip to the Ottomans, and it'll only probably be 1939 before we can actually do something. 1938 were better time to fight myself. Okay, and the most important thing we can do is actually let the Ottoman officers come back, and that will allow us to restore the Sultanate. Now, whilst this isn't too catastrophically hard, it is still pretty debilitating, especially for a nation that is super late game like the Turks. So we mostly just want to get this done as quickly as we physically can, because that will hopefully take some of the pain away. There we go. Now we are finally in our safe place where nobody can touch us because we've done it right. And now we have even more focuses to do before we can have some fun. Okay, we are just going to do Grand Battle Plan today. I think the planning bonus is going to do us a lot better than anything else we could do. We're definitely not going to be able to really afford tanks, so superior firepower doesn't really work too much, as we are just going to be infantry spamming. But now that we've done that, we do need to now focus on our next step, which will be taking down the Greeks. Thankfully, the Belgians are going to help me do that. I mean, I guess kind of unwittingly. I don't think they know what these guns are about to do. You know, I'm not entirely sure you want to be selling those guns, Poland, but I'll buy them. Happily. And there you go, our first achievement, the Nobody's Business but the Turks. We have officially revived the Ottoman Empire. Not quite an empire just yet, though. You know them. You love them. It's a rivalry as old as anything ever. Okay, we're going straight in on the Greeks. Okay, so the plan is we're just going to pin every single unit that comes over here, and then we're going to naval invade behind and hopefully get a bit of a cheeky encirclement over there. There you go. Greek army encircled. Just got to make sure we can actually do a push through here and we don't get encircled ourselves. And that should be them dealt with. Now, we're probably going going to do the exact same thing again if our navy doesn't get sunk. There you go. We now have the front line all to ourselves, and we're going to set up a new naval invasion down here. We did lose 2 of our little naval invading boys, but it was worth it to get the front line moving. Right, Athens secured, and the front up here is moving as they are panicking to move more troops down. Okay, so I did align Bulgaria, but they didn't actually accept our subjugation, so we got a little unlucky there, but I did just get the Greeks down to 100% capitulation and then declare at the very last moment in hopes that they didn't end up guaranteed from the world tension I'll get now from annexing the Greeks. And my army is already just running on fumes. We have not been able to up our conscription because neither the Greeks or Bulgarians apparently have 50% of damn strength, despite the fact there's not even any manpower in these units. Do get this pretty busted trait on our Caliph though, where he gets weekly manpower 1250, which is going to help us a lot, especially while we build up now to actually take down the allies. Yeah, it's going to be especially annoying because we can't actually get any of the cores on, say, the land over here because we need to control all of the damn land, including the Albanian cores, which I'm not getting, put it that way. Oh, Vichy actually did hand over Syria, though, which is very good. I think we will just go ahead and take it directly, though, because it doesn't matter regardless. If I want to go ahead and release them, I could just release them. And it does mean I can get some of my cores back. And there you go. There goes Bulgaria. Now we can actually just sit tight for a little bit and prepare to take out the UK. All right, we're going in on the UK right now. I think what I'm going to do, though, is kind of bunker down a bit here. We're going to just release Syria back into the world, and they will be our little fortress and protect us for a little bit, and then we'll just whack some troops over here, get the main goes over into Germany, because hopefully they'll let me in their faction after I actually go ahead and puppet the guys in my own. And then hopefully in the meantime, I get enough manpower to actually fill out these guys who are going to do all the work for us. Am I ready? Realistically, probably not, but I'm on a pretty strict time limit here. Okay, going to delete my faction, and hopefully we can get in on the Germans. It'll take us a little bit, but they should invite us. There we go. Thank you, Germany. So the Italian islands have been secured. We are now just going to garrison them with all our puppet troops that I stole, and now head to the UK and hopefully get them capitulated. God, yeah, I can also finally get my conscription up. Boys, if you can't tell, half the paratroopers did make it, but it does not matter because it looks like there's actually just no one in the UK. Anyway, I'm not too sure if the AI is confused. The AI is definitely confused, probably by the amount of troops they've got over in the Middle East currently. That, or they're probably just stuck on one port somewhere. And there's one. He's the lone man defending the United Kingdom. Okay, yeah, now all we need to do is capitulate the UK. And we have 12% war participation, which means we aren't going to be able to take too much stuff here. But all I need is Paris and London. But I think I'm going to puppet both the UK and France in those states if I can. I also upped us to service by requirement because once we are out of this, we are still going to have to fight the Axis, which, yes, that's going to be fun. Okay, there you go. We do not have a lot of points, so let's just make sure we get what we need to get, and then I'll try and puppet the majority of the UK. Everything else, I'm not going to worry too much about. Here we go. Nice. So we technically have both the capitals of France and the UK right now. On top of that, with the puppet of the UK, it means I will get all of their navy, even if I couldn't take it all. Same with France. Obviously, we're not going to be mad enough to actually just annex these guys at the moment. We've got one hell of a battle coming up. Yeah, especially considering our front is now looking very Axis favored over here. But yeah, we're going to turn this into a fortress. Now, when the Germans go in on the Soviets, we should have a pretty good shot. Again, the only thing we need from the Axis is Italy's capital. And that is going to be very tricky, obviously, but not impossible. Especially considering it's only 1941. We've got plenty of time to build up. That's awkward. My game just straight up crashed, and it was before the peace deal. So I got to do that again. Okay, this peace deal went completely differently in a whole bunch of different ways. I didn't get France this time. The AI was gunning for it pretty hard, but I thought, you know what, why not spend the points somewhere else instead? Because I'm just going to get that from the Axis anyway. And I took a bunch of the Egyptian land. Didn't get it all. And I almost did get it all until they decided to release Egypt for some reason. Most important, I did go ahead and take this island over here for the rubber. So we're actually going to be able to build a few planes, which we're definitely going to need. So glad you wasted my time by releasing them. So we're going to defeat Sudan, and then we are going to bunker down so far into the earth they will never see us again on the front line. Once again, we're just going to have to release all the stuff we just took, which it don't matter, we don't need it, but it will keep the AI locked up down there with a bunch of units that could be defending their homeland. Do not want to wait around here. We want to make sure that we are out of that as quickly as we can so that we can help the Soviets out. All right. Okay, things are looking pretty nasty. We're going in. Now, whilst we slowly power up, this will just simply turn into a fight for survival. Really gonna hope that we can just grind them down as much as possible. Our boys ain't even breaking a sweat over here, which is good. Let's just hope the Germans can't just, outproduce us and manpower doesn't become an issue. Okay, just to make things a little easier, I am gonna make a bit of an alliance here. Okay, we are absolutely demolishing them, by the way. It is no problem holding. We are 3.4 million casualties into the Germans and another 700k on the Italians. Our Soviet allies as well are holding, I guess, but the problem is they are also stuck in the east as well, so it's very precarious. Currently, I'm trying to fix the supply issues down in the Caucasus, and if we can manage to do that, we might try and push them back up to Stalingrad. They also did a naval invasion of Romania too. I'm not too sure where they pulled that from, but they did it. Tragedy befalls the Ottoman royal family. Did anyone say a sultana? Well, it was me. I said a sultana, and look at her. She's ready to slap the Germans in the face. Alright, we're up to 1944 now. We are still grinding them down. Our casualties have gone up quite a bit, but not as much as the Germans. 7 million from me alone. I think the Soviets have stabilized quite a bit, not out in the east, but they're looking okay so far. I kind of gave up pushing to Stalingrad. I just could not get supply at all from there. I imagine because these two halves of their country are split in half. So somehow the Soviets managed to link this up. We'll see if the supply situation improves, but I could not fix it. I don't know how they're still around. Then 16 million on the Germans now. I have noticed, I think the Soviets are trying to push back a little as well, but I have no idea how they are still around. They're down to 0 manpower, but they haven't gone to scraping the barrel just yet. It still hasn't given up though. They are still rampantly attacking me. They do take breaks every now and again, but no, the horde's still trying to come. I am trying to maybe annex the rest of England now. Sorry, Turkish Britain. I should have done it a while back just to get their factories, but there isn't too much I actually need building. Our economy is where it needs to be for what we're doing. Oh, the US just joined the Comintern. Okay. Oh, and that, I imagine, is going to stretch them a little thinner as well. Okay, we are making our offensive. We have capitulated Romania, and our allies are actually filling up the ranks over here. So I'm going to condense the front down and try and push through over here. 1950, and I can finally get cores on all the states I took at the start. That pasta's going to be overdone. Literally, tens of millions of people have died all around the world, but it's finally almost coming to an end. I mean, we still have to deal with Japan after this. And that looks like it's going to be fun. Hey, look at this, though. The US and the Soviets have actually managed to pull something back over here as well. And I gotta say, I'm impressed. It only took them till 1953 to make a comeback. Something interesting that has happened is I have the English channel blocked, yet somehow my convoys are still over there. I don't know how. And it's funny, I held for so long and stayed under 1 million casualties. As soon as I had to do that push, oh, hey, that got up there, huh? Hey, but the final numbers on the axis, all I'm saying is that is a job well done for us. Now, I didn't even realize the Italians also hit 16 million casualties. That is actually just... How did they still have 4 million left? And there we go. That was a long time. Okay, we ain't done yet, though. We've still got a lot of nations to capitulate because... Oh, just Vichy France, actually. Let's just speed on over there quickly. I thought we might have to finish up the other Italians and maybe Spain, but I guess not. Now, we're probably going to have to go ahead and invade North Africa to get the Vichy France capitulated, because I guarantee they have done their focus to actually, yep, get it caught, so this game will never be over. Oh, there we go. The Soviets saved me a headache and actually naval invaded. Okay, that is pretty much us done. Okay, so we have the Italians as a puppet, so I don't think we have to worry about that. We just need to take Paris, and I guess everything else a bonus. Okay, peace conference confirmed, but I didn't realize the Italians actually formed their own faction. That's why we weren't getting a peace conference with them. But that's fine. I will deal with that post-haste. And I'm not sure what type of sorcery Mussolini pulled out to keep this manpower, but there's not much left for Italy at this point. Okay, Italians dealt with. Now there is only one more capital I am missing, and it's Japan. I'm really gonna have to be careful here because I have no participation in this at all. So if it goes too quickly, chances are I'm not going to be able to afford Tokyo. That means I'm going to have to fight someone else for it, which I'd prefer not to do. Okay, so I'm going to farm a few points for participation over here in India by just fighting the Japanese, and I am annexing all my subjects back into the empire and getting all my cores too. I don't really need them at this point, but I just thought, you know what? When in Rome... I also sent all my submarines just to go harass Japan over there. Somehow, they're still hanging on. Ooh, something that's a little awkward, and I didn't really think would be a problem, is that I'm gonna have to go to South America. Yeah, I don't know when this whole thing kicked off, but you know, the game just doesn't want me to close it today. Well, you thought slodging through South America and Asia in base game normal time frame is pretty bad. Well, don't worry, it's just as worse in 1955. I'd say I'm slowly losing my mind, but I already lost my mind when I sat down this morning around 10 hours ago to actually record this video. There you go, I forgot I could get this achievement too. So one nation under Ataturk, even though Ataturk has well, he's not been around for a while. Okay, the Soviets actually got the landing in Japan, which is fine. We have more than enough participation, I reckon, to just click on Tokyo and be done. Okay, there we go. I'm going to click Tokyo and spend all of my points to make sure I get it. You know, this weirdly reminds me of that one EU4 video I made where I started as the Ottomans and just moved to Japan. Does anyone remember that? Okay, now if I unpause, it should be all over. Is it? It's done. There you go. 1955, end the speedrun right there. PB accomplished. I think we may be a little bit off the world record there, but you know what? We'll come back to this. Wink, sure. Okay, now there is one more achievement that we could get, technically, as Turkey being a faction with Germany and Austria-Hungary. I did leave Germany around to see if we could somehow get Austria-Hungary, but there's just no way about doing it, I believe. We'd have to start a new game and do an historical route. But I might come back for that in one of our cleanup episodes later on. I don't think it's too difficult at all to get. I definitely want to end right now, though. But yeah, 1955, achievement unlocked, and it was just as terrible as I thought it would be. Yeah, I tried to go about it the best way possible in that we wouldn't have to invade the US, and that did work, but obviously we ended up having to play for a super long game by making the Axis so damn powerful. But we did it. We accomplished what we set out to do. We got... The Ottomans were absolutely huge, and I never want to play them again. They absolutely suck. Yeah, the Turkish tree is just absolutely abysmal, funnily enough. Not too sure if I've not said that enough already in the past, but it's not very good. Look, I'm in a faction with Germany, Austria, and Hungary. Why don't I get the achievement? I mean, I guess technically I'd be in a faction with Turkish Germany, Turkish Austria, Greater Hungary. I don't think that's the correct nations. Oh well, either way, it's done. That is a couple more achievements ticked off the list, and we have plenty more to do, don't worry. So if you want to see more brain-numbing achievements. Don't worry, we've still got all the Ethiopian ones left, so make sure you leave a like and subscribe down below, and I'll catch you all some other time.